by Alpine Electric will be involved in the entire process from start to finish. We're an REC Solar Certified Pro installer and handle jobs in Lincoln and the surrounding area. Let us show you real-time results in your area. Call Rick today at 402-440-4371. Solar by Alpine Electric.
Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to novotnynutritionandwellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior. There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street. On the Block with Strick and Austin.
The Macho Man. That's how my voice, I feel like, sounds right now. If I sound like Randy the Macho Man all day, don't worry about it, baby. It'll be okay.
Randy Savage, Eric Strickland.
A little correlation.
I've never seen you and Randy Savage in the same room together.
Little correlation.
Yeah,
all I have to do is just dress up real funky, like with some glasses, a nice little hat.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh, my goodness. On a Tuesday, it's DP. It's the coach, Kenny Wilhite. It's the man, Austin Orman. You're listening to Old School on 93.7 The Ticket. We appreciate you hanging out with us. 424-64-5685. Start a text line if you want to be a part of what we're doing. Of course, all the live streams are up. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and now Allo, channel 951 on your cable. You can just find us there. Get your text hand ready because we've got one for you to start. We're coming in hot. Kenny, let's introduce our special guest.
Welcome, everyone. Number 4 in everybody's heart, Tommy Armstrong. Tommy, what's up, brother?
How you doing, Kenny?
Good. You got me, my man DP, and Austin Orman on the ones and twos. Hey, brother, I appreciate you coming on today.
Yes, sir.
Hey, first and foremost, let's talk about this indoor football. You know, I got a chance to watch you do your thing on Saturday. Again, I told everybody you can still run the read game. You can still swing a little bit. But how did that come about?
The indoor this year?
Yeah. How did that come about, you playing in the indoor football league?
Honestly, I had just I had hung my cleats up. I had a great relationship with my offensive coordinator. He had got the job this past year for the Omaha Beef. After having my son, I kind of told my wife that I was going to, just basically retire and not do football anymore. But having that relationship, me and him playing in 2018 together, I trusted him. My wife gave me the okay to do that. And it kind of hit the ground running, and we kind of knew what offense we were going to run just because I ran the offense before, and he's been in the offense for multiple years. And it's been a fun experience for me, my family, just being able to get out there and have my son out there and being able to watch all the home games. So it's been fun. I'm enjoying myself. Like I told you when the game was over with, I'm just out there having fun.
And that's what I want.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to touch on. You said that's the first thing you said to me was that you're having fun. You're doing something you love, but you're having fun doing it. That's a key, not only for me, but for guys like yourself. If you're not having fun, why do it? So when you said that, I was like, that was really good for him to say to me and to hear you say, because I have so much respect for you for the time you put in at the University of Nebraska. Now, let's touch on your time at the University of Nebraska. You had Bo for 4 years, right? Was it 3 or 4?
4.
4. Then you had a coaching change, and then the coaching changed. The style of offense you were running under Bo completely changed under Coach Riley and Coach Langsdorf.
Yep.
How did that affect you? And then how did you go about making that change? And did you have to change as a person?
Honestly, yeah. Being able to have 2 years with, Coach Bo and Coach Beck, where the quarterback was basically the captain of the ship. He had to control the offensive front, where the protection was going, who was running what route, had basically times where the spread offense, you're in control. You tell your receivers that they have to block if they're running routes, what routes they have, what protection you have. And then going into a West Coast type of offense with Coach Riley and Coach Langs, where, your center is kind of the basically the co-pilot, where he's actually doing the fronts, where when I had to see certain things, I had to trust my center to make those calls. And I couldn't really, adjust to the game as much my first year because I had to trust the coaches and actually have them basically experiment with what they had for personnel-wise. But after that first year, I think me as a person changed a lot just because I had to sit down with, Coach Langsdorf and Coach Riley and kind of tell them, hey, look, I know we want to go to this West Coast offense, but with our personnel, guys like DP, Alonzo Moore, Brandon Riley, and Jordan Westerkamp out wide, I think our best bet is to try to, basically put a little bit of spread offense in the West Coast offense where we could kind of balance it out, meet in the middle 50-50. I think that's what we did my senior year, which kind of gave us an edge on everything where everybody started being more comfortable just because the personnel we had wasn't really fit for a West Coast offense. But then Coach Langsdorf and Coach Raleigh understood that better after having that first year and knowing what I brought to the table of using my feet a little more and having those receivers that can make plays and some guys that play running back, Terrell Newby, that could catch the ball out of the backfield, make plays as well. So I think as far as my first 2 years, it was kind of where I was, like I said before, I was the captain of the ship where I had to do everything. And then my last 2 years, it was just more of just trying to get that chemistry back with not only the players that I was around, but the coaches.
So it's interesting you said that because I've always said, like now, there was a coaching change at the University of Nebraska. When you were here, when they made that coaching change, they force-fed you throwing the ball your first year. You had that, what can I say, leadership ability. You had that, you had the you-know-what to go to Coach Lanes, go to Coach Riley and say, hey, can we meet in the middle? And can we do this? Can we add this? Can we add that? And that helped you And that not only helped you, but it helped them because
Yep.
you're not a drop back 40 times a game quarterback, right?
Mm-mm.
They tried to force
Nope.
you into doing that, but then they also made a change for the better for the team. And as a coach, I applaud them for doing that because they had to realize that in you, they can't do what they wanted to do. Right.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
we talk about on this show all the time about coaches being able to adjust to what they have on their roster. So for you to go in and talk to Coach Lanes and Coach Riley to get them to buy into that, I commend you for that. I didn't know you did that, but I commend you for that. Now, looking back, I know one play that sticks out in my head. What's one of your all-time favorite plays for Tommy Armstrong at the University of Nebraska?
Um, it's crazy, but it's a simple play. It was the touchdown to Jordan Westerkamp to break the record of having the most touchdowns in Nebraska history. Just because my mom was there, it was her first game, so that kind of stuck out to me. It's a lot of plays, Oregon, Minnesota. I got so many plays where it kind of sticks out. But like I got the 99-yard pass, but my mom was there in the bowl game. But being in Nebraska for the first time, having my mom and both of my sisters there, being able to see that game and being able to break the record that home game, and not knowing that it was going to be that game throughout the whole season that I broke the record, knowing that they had booked their ticket almost a year ahead of time, it's a little bit more special. So my mom always remembers that, always talks about that, and she actually has that ball at home. So that's one of those plays that stick out to me. Just it's a simple play, but it means more to it than just what you see on film.
Love it,
Tommy. I get to talk to you as an outsider looking in, and to hear Kenny and to hear other Husker fans and other teammates talk about you as a passer. But as an outsider, I always thought, well, no, that's a misnomer. Tommy's a passer because the facts say you're as good at throwing the football as anybody that's ever been at the University of Nebraska, right? So how do you swallow that? How do you digest the passer versus football player or quarterback conversation? Because you're at the top of the yardage, TDs, top 5 in best years ever. How do you process in your mind? Where does that land with you?
Honestly, I look at it this way. I'm a guy that, of course, I believe I'm a quarterback. At the end of the day, that's what I wanted to play. That's what Nebraska gave me the opportunity to play. But I think most people don't realize that the way that I played my game was I did what was necessary for each game. If I had to run a little more, I had to run. Most people know me for running the ball, but most of the time, that's what defenses gave me, which was, they accounted for everybody but the quarterback. And certain times where I had to pass the ball, there was times where, my sophomore year, we played USC. I threw for almost 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, and I went 31 for 50 or something like that. I think it was 28 for 41 or whatever the case may be. But whatever I had to do, I was going to do. But it fit our scheme. I think, I've had times where I've thrown a lot of picks. My junior year, that first year where kind of Kenny was talking about, where I had to throw the ball 40 times a game, 35, 40 times a game. West Coast offense where I had to make plays and wasn't really allowed to use my legs at times. And it kind of got us in trouble. Kind of got me in trouble. I think that's where I had most of my picks. Out of my 40-something picks, I had almost half of those in my junior year. And I think personally, if I'm around a scheme that fits me, I'm able to take care of the ball. An arena, for instance, this is a game that's all about fast pace, anticipation, throwing the ball on time, making pre-snap reads, knowing where you got to go with the ball. And the biggest thing in the arena is taking care of the football and scoring points. And I think I have 20 passing touchdowns and 17 rushing touchdowns. But I do what the defense gives me game planning wise, I just take what the defense gives me. So for me as a quarterback, I know I can throw the ball, but at times I know I can use my feet to keep the play alive. I think that's what I did to basically be successful at Nebraska, which is just taking what they give me. Coach Beck did a great job of game planning. Him and Coach Gans, Joe Gans, being an ex-quarterback in Nebraska as well, they knew exactly how to game plan for me to actually do what I needed to do to get my guys the ball and to use my feet to, keep plays alive.
Of all the stats that are attached to your name and the accomplishments there, which one do you take the most pride in?
Man, that's a tough one. Honestly, like you said, I think it's the passing yards. Just because a lot of people just thought I was just a running back that could throw the ball. But if you look at those stats, I have the most touchdown passes and the most passing yards, and it speaks for itself. So that being said, if I had a chance to, I tell myself this all the time, if I had a chance to play with Coach Bo for 4 years instead of 2, I think I would have shattered the records by a lot. Most of my yards came from my first 2 years. And I think that's the biggest thing is being in a system that fits you. I think my last 2 years, I was kind of drew the short end of the stick where it came from junior year experimenting, and then my senior year kind of saying, okay, we know exactly how to play them now and what to do and battling injuries and not being able to play 3 or 4 games. But, that's life. It happens. But, I think having that is great.
I think, and it's funny too, is we're talking to Tommy Armstrong, and we appreciate him making time on a Tuesday to come chop it up with us. I think it's all fascinating. Kenny and I were talking about the arena game, and I was involved in the arena game back in Utah before I came here, and the physicality of it and the wear and tear. There's some folks who play the game for long periods of time because they just want to be in the game. But the physical nature of the arena game is not set for skilled players to play a long time, especially quarterbacks that like to put their foot in the ground. What do you think the duration? What is the average duration for an arena league quarterback who puts his foot in the ground and makes his money by moving the chains with his feet?
I would probably have to say 6 to 8 years if they stay healthy. I think, like I said before, the biggest thing is just taking care of yourself. A lot of people don't realize this, but in the arena, if you can get the first down, just get down.
Save yourself.
Hitting that wall, and taking those unnecessary hits. You don't have any protection. You don't have a sideline to just run out of bounds and be safe. You have basically it's a hockey wall, a hockey wall with a pad on it.
Yep.
And we say it all the time that wall doesn't lose a battle.
It's undefeated.
You can run 1,000 times. It's
Yep.
undefeated.
Yep.
It doesn't lose a battle.
So you bring that up, and you took a shot into that wall.
Mm-hmm.
You remember? And I said that boy better learn how to get down. But then the very next time you got down, and you didn't take a shot like you took the first time. But I was like, I would never have played that game, because I'm fighting somebody who puts me into that pad like they did. So, bro, I commend you. Again, I'm proud of you. Our relationship extends outside of football.
Yes, sir.
And, the respect I have for you, not only you, but your family, your dad, your mom. And, again, I appreciate you.
Well, we pulling him down. Like, we need him in Lincoln.
Well, he's. Are you still coaching at the high school here?
Yeah, I coach at North Star.
So he's the
yeah, I need him. Okay, Tommy, we'll be talking.
So,
okay.
Yeah, I got some work for you.
Bro, I appreciate you taking the time, man. And again, I'm proud of you. I'm glad you're loving the game that you're still playing, that you're able to play physically, mentally. And again, that's get you hooked up with DP.
Yeah, bro.
So you guys can get something going.
Yeah, look, his voice is necessary His stories are necessary, and he needs to be celebrated at the right level.
Yep. So, well, enjoy the rest of your day, man. Appreciate you taking the time to shout us out and be on this with us, and be safe, brother.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all a lot.
Thank you, Tommy. That's Tommy Armstrong, Huskers QB, all-time passing leader, Nebraska football. We'll throw it to break. When we come back, Kenny and I have a little coach talk. A little bit of coach talk. We previewed it in the crossover. Kenny Mulhite, Austin Orman, myself. Y'all hang with us. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals. Herrick Services takes this time to wish all the moms out there a happy Mother's Day. We hope that everyone is able to show how much they care for and respect the moms in their life for this weekend especially, but in everyday life too. This important message comes to you from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism. The Empire brand is growing with ESC fabrication and sandblasting. ESC is your place for custom handrails, industrial and commercial painting, and more. ESC provides custom welding for aluminum and stainless steel and media blasting of all sorts. ESC has great attention to detail. They stick to deadlines and keep within your budget. If you can dream it, they can make it. Contact ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting in Waverly today at 531-207-9329.
Attention Lincoln. Looking for an effective way to reach the fitness goals you haven't been able to accomplish on your own? Body Fit Training science-based programming is led by multiple highly accredited coaches who will help you get the results you're capable of. Their group of strength training classes are designed to help you build muscle, burn fat, and improve your overall fitness level. At BFT Lincoln, you'll train like an athlete and be surrounded by motivated and like-minded individuals. For a limited time only, book a free class or exclusive trial offer by visiting bodyfittraining.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
If you're interested in installing solar panels in Nebraska, there's a name you need to know. Solar by Alpine Electric is based out of Lincoln, and you can be sure your project will be handled with care and detail because Rick, the owner of Solar by Alpine Electric, will be involved in the entire process from start to finish. We're an REC Solar Certified Pro installer and handle jobs in Lincoln and the surrounding area. Let us show you real-time results in your area. Call Rick today at 402-440-4371. Solar by Alpine Electric.
Springtime is here, and it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams. From treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway.
Some kids worry about making the sports team. Others worry about where they'll sleep tonight. In Lincoln, 300 kids are in need of a safe and loving home. Cedars is here for them, but we do need your help. A gift to Cedars makes an immediate impact on Lincoln's kids. And on Give to Lincoln Day, your gift goes even further. I'm Jim Blue, president of the Cedars organization, and I'm asking you to go to givetolincoln.com to make your gift to Cedars and support Lincoln's kids today.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Smoked meats, amazing sides. The only problem when they fix you a plate is that at some point, that plate will be empty. But hear me out. What if that plate was never empty? That dream can be your reality with the Mary Ellen's Express Lunch Buffet. From 11 to 2 every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday. One price, all you can eat, and it even comes with a drink. Tell your boss you're taking a long lunch and get down there. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake. Let them fix you a plate.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of showers and maybe a few thunderstorms later today, too, with a high of around 81. Tonight, we'll see another chance of showers and storms with a low of around 60. And tomorrow, we'll see a continued chance of showers and storms. We'll see an afternoon high tomorrow of around 80. Meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh, man. Welcome back to old school. Good stuff from Tommy Gunn. Tommy Armstrong. Look, it's a warrior, right?
Yep.
That's a fair stick. And if you drew up what a team player should be, is somebody that's willing to do anything and everything that is asked of him, right or wrong, to help his team win. On time, in place. You need me to run, I'm going to run. You need me to pass, I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to do it at the highest level. I'm going to take shots. I'm going to take hits. And he loves the game so much that he's doing it for damn near free.
He named off all of his weapons that he had. DP, Jordan Riley, Zoe Moore, Westy, and then Newbie. So he had weapons. Mm-hmm. And so for him to go into that room and talk to those two and try to get him to believe in getting those weapons the ball.
You obviously know Tommy a lot better. As a fan perspective, someone that the first game I went to in college was that Oregon game. Mm-hmm. Watching Tommy on TV, it feels almost disrespectful to call Tommy a gamer because that's what you say about guys who are just gritty, don't have the skill and the talent. Clearly, Tommy did. A talented guy. But between that Oregon game, that run when he's cramping, mm-hmm. finds a way to get the job done. Between Michigan State, top 5 team, comes into Lincoln. I'm Northwest corner for that. I see that play right there. The way he kept Nebraska in that game. Like that's just a baller. That's just a gamer, straight up. I respect the heck out of Tommy Armstrong.
Won a lot of games with his legs. Kept us in a lot of games with his legs. So.
I mean, the numbers, his numbers are incredible. Like these are incredible numbers. And when it as an outsider, I look at it from the football purist perspective. So I look at it the way people from around the country were looking in at Nebraska, and you say, okay, you got one. Now I was emotionally invested because of DPE, right? Mm-hmm. So because look, man, I don't want to dish title if it wasn't for that dude. Like this dude cost me rings, man. Like just in the mud, Kenny. In the mud, pouring rain. People couldn't take 2 steps without falling. This dude was on skates. He was on skis, bro. He had on. Look, our defensive coordinator schemed a 9 front against this dude with the front 3 setting a wall. And the linebackers all shooting gaps to attack him. There were 24 carries that he had in the game where he rushed for 34 yards. 40 yards. 24 for 40. The other five went for about 270. And we were actually driving to win. We had the ball, and we're driving to score. And DeMornay played safety. And he was center field. That was, but it's in the mud. It's in the mud, sloppy mud. And our quarterback lines up, and we called timeout and said, whatever you do, do not throw to the middle of the field. As a matter of fact, throw to the pylon or out of bounds. That's it. And you have 2 seconds. 1 count, 2 count, get the ball away, put it on the line to the pylon. And if worst case scenario, we're going to tie or we'll kick field goal if we don't compete this thing. They get pressure. Our quarterback holds it maybe 3 seconds. And he doesn't hit the pylon. He's just inside the hash. And the moment he let it go, you could hear all of the offensive coaches in slow motion go, oh, no. DeMornay stepped. I mean, it was some Superman stuff. This dude closed gap in the mud, picked it up, and literally one step, Gale Sayers changed the direction and took it 98 for the game-winning score. And I just went, you're welcome, Nebraska. You're welcome.
So going back to DeMornay, you say DP, but DeMornay, there was 2 freshmen that came in my time of being there. Him being one, and Stanley Morgan being the other. That I knew their confidence level, their belief level, they were going to play right away. And DP, he probably, DeMornay, let me say DeMornay for everybody. I think I'm talking about you because you can't return punch like him or kickoffs. But
no chance.
No.
No chance. No chance.
He's probably, we haven't had a punt returner since him. True punt return.
It was, so his junior year, he was so effective. So he was all Met, which for DC, that's Maryland, Virginia, DC. And that's DeMatha and all the big powerhouses, Flint Hill, all of that. And DeMornay from West Potomac, which is a small school, he still landed. But as a receiver, he relied on a quarterback that wasn't that good. So it was a lot of pitch and catch, DeMornay being athletic, getting into space. And then DeMornay, of 11 games this senior year, I believe he had 5 defensive touchdowns and 5 returns for touchdowns on top of him as a receiver and in running reverses. So like we helped him stat stuff like unintentionally. Like we were like, hey, this is where all the recruits are at our games against them. Kenny. It's where they show up. He was so athletically arrogant. And he played point guard on the basketball team. And we won the regional title that year and had the 6A top-level Virginia State Player of the Year. And DeMornay gave him the business. DeMornay worked him over. Now, mind you, dude still had 18-9 against him, but it was the toughest night of the year. So when he committed to Nebraska, I said, watch his freshman year because he's already ready. Like, I didn't have that fear that he was going to get here and not be ready. No, he was ready. I then thought usage. I literally thought, okay, the only thing that's going to stop him is the way they use him. And that was my fear.
So you say use him. Again, we talk about Alonzo Moore, Jordan Westerkamp, Brandon Riley, and then
Sethan Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Good running backs. Amir.
So they used him the way they could
with
all the weapons that they had. So
he
got his touches.
I always thought this. I thought that if there was patience and that he got his time as a junior and senior, he'd be in the NFL right now. Because he would have matured into it. He had the athletic arrogance. He already had that tiger in his tank. That wasn't going to be a thing. You weren't going to outwork him, so that wasn't it. He was always in shape. That wasn't it. I just thought a year of maturity, emotional maturity, and then physical maturity, within the program and some settling, right? Because you're watching people. That was his thing as a sophomore, that he would sit on the bench and just gnaw at his mouthpiece until he got out there to do the 3 things that he could do until it was his time to run it. And then he got overused. He got overused in high school. I told you what it was. Like, he 30, 40 times touches a game. I really felt like if he had,
that injury hurt him.
Yeah, and you can't coach against
stupid Purdue grass.
And you can't scheme against, like, you can't do that. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But if I would have lost that bet, if you asked me when he was a senior in high school, if you asked me would he have a long NFL career, I would have wagered my coaching stipend on it. And I'm not a betting dude. He was just the most athletically arrogant football player I'd ever seen. And it was brilliant. It was brilliant to watch.
He was not lacking in confidence.
Right. Like,
that's for sure.
Right. Like,
he was not lacking in confidence.
Right. Like,
so, it's crazy. I just thought about it too. He came, for the summer. Then he went home for a week. And I guess some kid challenged him. And it's on YouTube. But he went up and one-handed it.
Yeah.
On the kid. He had big hands.
Oh,
for
he's
his
a
size.
freak.
So
he's a freak.
But he was not lacking in confidence. But he backed it up.
Yeah, like I said, he took on the best player in the state of Virginia one-on-one. Nobody else in the region, in the state, tried to one-on-one this kid. That's how fluid this kid was at point guard. DeMornay simply said, "Get out of my way, and I'll make him work." Now, you didn't stop him because the dude he was playing against was just that good. But Kenny, he was a savage.
Oh, yeah.
But even sitting on the opposing bench, I kind of rooted for him because I was like, check this one out. Right?
Just ask Iowa. I said, if they kick that ball to him again, because he almost took it to the house the first time they punted to him. We were losing. I said, they kick that ball to him again, and he's gonna score this time. Man, they kicked that ball to that boy. I said, Lord.
Which leads us to the coaching conversation that we were trying to have about some of the things that are just done that just makes your head spin. I coached on that staff. The stubborn people. We talk about athletic arrogance is your ability to be confident and stay fluid in what you do because you've done it so
within
many times.
The confines of
right?
the team.
You've done it so much that you know what you're doing. Well, there's coaching arrogance, and some of that's not. It's just it's misplaced. And we're telling them not to kick to Mornay, and they kick to him. He went house, and I'm going. And you just look at him.
He told him.
Yeah, it's what do you?
He told him.
No, he waved running down the sideline.
No, he told them, kick it to me next time.
Thanks, coach.
He told that punter, you kick it to me next time, I'm scoring.
Man, it's just crazy. All right, we'll throw the break. Short segment coming up, old school. We'll talk coaching. We got a lot of stuff on the paper. We got to talk Iowa State. There's lots to talk about. We'll be right back with Kenny and Austin.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. In coaching news, Lincoln Northwest announced Farrell McGee as its new varsity boys basketball coach. Switching to baseball, districts is right around the corner starting Friday on May 5th. Lincoln East will be the only team to claim a #1 seed for Class A districts. They will take on the winner of Omaha North in Norfolk. Lincoln Southeast will play Omaha Westside in the A1 district. Lincoln Northwest will play Grand Island sitting in the A2 district. Lincoln North Star will face Omaha Northwest, and Lincoln Southwest faces Columbus in the A3 district. Lincoln Pius X plays Papillion La Vista in the A4, and Lincoln High plays Miller North in the A5 district. This has been your Southeast Community College High School Minute. Learn more today at southeast.edu with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford.
Attention Lincoln. Looking for an effective way to reach the fitness goals you haven't been able to accomplish on your own? Body Fit Training science-based programming is led by multiple highly accredited coaches who will help you get the results you're capable of. Their group of strength training classes are designed to help you build muscle, burn fat, and improve your overall fitness level. At BFT Lincoln, you'll train like an athlete and be surrounded by motivated and like-minded individuals. For a limited time only, book a free class or exclusive trial offer by visiting bodyfittraining.com.
Springtime is here, and it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams. From treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office. If you're interested in installing solar panels in Nebraska, there's a name you need to know. Solar by Alpine Electric is based out of Lincoln, and you can be sure your project will be handled with care and detail because Rick, the owner of Solar by Alpine Electric, will be involved in the entire process from start to finish. We're an REC Solar Certified Pro installer and handle jobs in Lincoln and the surrounding area. Let us show you real-time results in your area. Call Rick today at 402-440-4371. Solar by Alpine Electric. You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. There are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
The Empire brand is growing with ESC fabrication and sandblasting. ESC is your place for custom handrails, industrial and commercial painting, and more. ESC provides custom welding for aluminum and stainless steel and media blasting of all sorts. ESC has great attention to detail. They stick to deadlines and keep within your budget. If you can dream it, they can make it. Contact ESC Fabrication and Sandblasting in Waverly today at 531-207-9329.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
The Macho Man. That's how my voice, I feel like, sounds right now. If I sound like Randy the Macho Man all day, don't worry about it, baby. It'll be okay.
Randy Savage, Eric Strickland.
A little correlation.
I've never seen you and Randy Savage in the same room together.
Little correlation.
All,
all I have to do is just dress up real funky, like with some glasses, a nice little hat.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Once again, I apologize that the best stories are told during the break. And you can never hear them, and that's just the way it works. My apologies in advance. Kenny in the sauna.
Oh
That's,
my God.
That's people look. If you want to find out. I was once told that the social elites, you could find the social elites in the sauna in that city because a lot of business deals are done that way. And I said it, but I also said like the opposite end is also there as well.
Yes, it is.
It's also there. They're also there as well. And you find out people's human nature pretty quickly. So, yeah, there's that. Text line says, we're talking about Des Moines. He said they brought him back too early from that injury.
I would not disagree with that. But Des Moines made that decision that he was ready.
Mm-hmm.
So
the athletic arrogance, like it's just like you can identify. They're great players who are great people who demand more of themselves than most humans can even bear. They play injured to their own demise. We've heard the stories, the greatest boxers who simply knowing that they shouldn't have competed anymore, competed because they thought somewhere that they could recall the God that was, and it'll show up again, right? Because it always has. And we know that we all know, like who's the best athlete you've ever been around, Kenny? The best athlete you've ever been around. It could be a teammate, it could be an opponent. Who's the best athlete you've ever been around? And I'll share this. Up until a point, I thought Darryl Green was the best athlete that I was ever around until Deion Sanders came to Washington, and the two of them together. Now, Darryl was aged at the time, but here's one of the greatest sprinters to ever live next to one of the greatest athletes who ever lived. And I immediately said, okay, Deion's the best athlete I've ever seen be athletic. Kenny, who's the best athlete you've ever been around?
I've been around a lot of really good athletes, whether it's teammates, opponents. But for me, for his size and for what he did, the best athlete that I've been around was Kenny Walker, D lineman here.
Different dude.
Different. I mean, physical specimen. And go over and we go play basketball at the rec center, and to watch him play basketball the way he did, oh my goodness. Now, I say that, and then there's a couple more that come in mind. Here as teammates. You had Dwayne Harris, who was a DN. You know, he sacked Miami's quarterback for the safety in the Orange Bowl. That's championship game. You had Dante Jones, who was a DN, broke a couple backboards in the rec center in the intramurals. Him and Dwayne Harris did. I mean, but then on the offensive side of the ball, you had Abdul Muhammad, Corey Dixon. So I've been around a lot to say there was the only one that really, I mean, Kenny Walker was a specimen, and he was a freak of nature. To watch him do what he did, the way he did it, he was probably, to me, the best one I've played with. That I've, and the ones that I've played against, there really wasn't anyone that could compare to him.
I think we could have some fun in the second hour. Have the text line 424645685. Text in who you think is the greatest athlete. We'll get Austin's as well.
Yeah, Austin.
Yeah, we'll get Austin's when we come back. We'll also talk. We'll talk NBA playoffs. Last night was a weird one. It was a weird one, and tonight, I have a feeling tonight's going to be weird as well. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Iowa and Iowa State. What is going on? And then Husker baseball, Husker softball. It's time.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish all the moms out there a happy Mother's Day. We hope that everyone is able to show how much they care for and respect the moms in their life for this weekend especially, but in everyday life too. This important message comes to you from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Some kids worry about making the sports team. Others worry about where they'll sleep tonight. In Lincoln, 300 kids are in need of a safe and loving home. Cedars is here for them, but we do need your help. A gift to Cedars makes an immediate impact on Lincoln's kids. And on Give to Lincoln Day, your gift goes even further. I'm Jim Blue, president of the Cedars organization, and I'm asking you to go to givetolincoln.com to make your gift to Cedars and support Lincoln's kids today.
May 1st through 31st, enroll your eligible smart thermostat in the LES Peak Rewards program. You'll earn participation incentives while helping to reduce electric usage. Learn more and sign up at les.com/peak rewards.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
5 o'clock hour of Old School. It's me, DP, and the Coach Kenny Wilhite and Austin Ormer. We'll take you through the next hour. Then we'll hand it over to the Walk-On Weekly with Sam Hoiberg. And if you haven't caught Sam and Jeffrey together, Jeffrey Grace, if you haven't heard them together, that's really intelligent student-athlete conversation. Shout out to Megan Walker. Last night with Speed and Power and her and Johanna Alves, unique conversation to have young ladies talk about the life. I mean, Johanna telling the story of that she was on her own at age 15. And then her little sister, who's also here in Nebraska on the track team, but at the time, a 16-year-old and a 15-year-old having to live on their own, pay the bills, feed themselves, clean up after themselves, and then get them. Oh, by the way, get themselves to America on track scholarships. Like it's a fantastic story. And then shout out to Gwen and Amara from the bowling team. They have been pioneers in student athletes doing their shows. And here's the thing about those two young ladies, aside from the national championship rings, right, that they hold and the work that they put in. Exemplary scholar athletes, top of the game, and they've done more shows than any student athletes on this station. Those two young ladies show up. They show up in the off season. They show up all year round. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Gwen's graduating. I was like, Now, the other beautiful thing about our student athletes, they always pick their successor. And so we know who the next one is, and she's a good one. So we did all right. We'll have a whole new schedule of student athlete shows starting in June as well. Some will roll over, but we'll have some new ones that are coming that we really think you're going to like. So ticket weeknights, Harrison Orange. Shout out to Harrison for manning down all these late night shows. Kenny, want to thank the folks. Let me make sure I thank the folks from Mercado Certified Piedmontese. Every cut of beef, every cut you want. And if you don't want to go in the deli and pick the prepared meals or pick your fresh cut, you go upstairs to Casa Bovina and go to fine dining. I know, Kenny, that's not your jam. Like, you don't want to find out. It's too fancy for you. Too fancy. But for those that, if you're going for an anniversary, you're going for a birthday, book in advance.
Mother's Day.
Yeah. Mother's Day coming up, right? Book in advance. That's what I would tell you. Casa Bovina there at the Mercado. Kenny, we're talking about coaching, and we're talking about, we'll get to the NBA talk. We'll promise you, and we'll get to the anti-Iowa and anti-Iowa State conversation as well. But this coaching thing, and there is a fine line between your enjoyment of coaching, the task and responsibilities of coaching, and then the perks of coaching. For me, I love coaching. Like, I'm a coach at heart because I wanted to be the adult that was like the ones who were in my life and not like the ones who weren't. So you want to be there for young people so that they have the opportunities, maybe the opportunities that you had, or maybe that they don't miss some of the opportunities you missed. Which of that is it for you? Why are you a coach, Kenny? Which one is it for you? Are you coaching because of the people who did coach you? Are you trying to be there for the people who weren't there for you? Which one works for you?
I'm coaching not for perks. Perks has never been a reason for me getting into coaching. I think the people I've been around, the people that have coached me, made me want to be a coach. And I've prided myself on, when I coach, that I've drawn from every person, one that coached me or people that I've coached with. And it's ultimately about the kids. Making sure the kids that I come across, that I leave some kind of legacy with them. If I can get them to buy into one thing that I've tried to instill in them, then I've done my job. Not only when I coach, but if I go speak to a school, if I go speak to, wherever I go speak at, if one person takes something from what I'm telling them, then I've done my job. So it's never been about the perks. It's always been about people that I've come across, coaches that have coached me, and the kids. And I will stand by that until I'm dead and gone. It's going to always be about making kids better at not only their said sport, but in life. Instilling them, giving them the tools that they can take once they're done with whatever sport that they're doing. It's not only, football players that I've tried to communicate with, but baseball players, basketball players, whoever that I come across. I've tried to make sure that they knew that there was something outside of that said sport. And you was just talking about the two young ladies who lived on their own, but made it to the University of Nebraska as track athletes. And I always say this, everyone has a story. You have a story, I have a story, Austin has a story. And we're all dealt a hand of cards, right? Your cards, maybe they had a bad hand.
They were loved.
They had a bad
They were
hand.
loved, and they had two athletes as parents. But that Estonia life on a farm is different.
But they didn't use that as an excuse.
How about that
They
part?
attacked it and made a better situation for them now, and can possibly make a better situation for them later on in life, and not only them, but their family. So everyone's dealt a hand of cards, and that's what I also use that as a tool. You may be dealt a bad hand, but how are you going to play that hand?
How much of coaching, and we were having a conversation before the show about coaching mentalities, focuses, purposes, reasons, priorities, etc. And I've always said, anytime I've never had to apply for a job. I've only had to apply for one job. And that was the last job that I was in play for. And that was only because I was asked to apply. Normally, I was recruited to come in and fix something in a program or take them to the next level in a program. So I never had to, so I always went into the athletic director's office with questions. Well, what's going on? Like, if you want me to come here, what do I need to know? And tell me, what is your priority? And asking an athletic director, because if I ask an athletic director what their priority is and he doesn't have an answer,
You're getting in a bad situation.
I know
you're
pivot.
Getting into a bad situation. Turn either backpedal out of it or pivot, like you were going to say, then rethink the situation. Because if your athletic director cannot answer that question, you're in trouble.
You two weren't around when I first got here, and I asked the question. I said, I'm a student of the John Wooden Pyramid, right? So I understand priority, focus, foundation, right? That I think every coach should have to pass the John Wooden Pyramid of success before they coach Little League. Like, it's just basic stuff. And I said, at Nebraska, what is at the top of the pyramid? What's the most important thing? And I said, and be careful, because the answer might be surprising and it may not be pleasant, because it may actually be money. It may be money. That athletics has become about money, not about young people, not about community, not about the fans, not about the players. It's about money. Because if you put money at the top, guess what happens to the people underneath that? They become about that too. So when you ask why NIL and transfer portal became the thing, because the adults made money the priority and focus. That's literally how it works. And so I asked people, I'm like, Kenny, you decided to go coach. So you had to go through the application process. You had to go through the interview process. And then there's a thing that you have to be most comfortable with. What was the one thing? And I would attribute this to all good coaches. What was the most important thing about the job you accepted?
What was the most important thing about me?
And I guarantee
about the
you
job that I accepted.
Yeah.
Basically, I looked at it, and then I'll answer your question.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at it two ways. It gave me an opportunity to be a head coach,
mm-hmm.
to run my own team, to build my own team,
mm-hmm.
and then the opportunity to work with younger men, not young men in college, but younger men in high school, to get them ready for if they want to
foundation.
Yes. The thing that was my biggest concern was being an African American,
mm-hmm.
the only African American in the adult in the building,
mm-hmm.
First African American head coach.
Say that again.
First African American head coach at that high school. Was I going to be comfortable, or were they going to be comfortable with me being there? Once I realized that they were comfortable, I'm comfortable. I can adjust to pretty much anything. So my biggest question was that. That was my biggest question.
Isn't it funny? I was talking about the last job that the only job I ever applied for, the last coaching job. And the only reason I applied for that job was because I was on the staff and they sabotaged my buddy who was the program lead. And I saw them sabotaging it to get rid of him, to put somebody else in place who could do dirty things with money. Like, that literally was it. And when they fired him, the players stood up and said, well, DP, you need to be the next leader of the program. And I was moving to Texas at the time. And I was like, no, I'm like, I love y'all. But they said, but coach, you said the thing that we should do is show up. And I'm like, you're right. I should show up for you. So I talked to Becky and I'm like, okay, I may have to stay a little bit. And the school was in its 50th year and had never had a black varsity head coach in any program. And so he whispered. And so, because the players and parents are like, listen, no, DP, you're the one. Like, this is it. I then applied. The athletic director literally told me before the interview, why don't you just play along and you'll get the next opportunity? And I said, okay, now I got to fight you. Like, now I really got to fight you. I said, this is like the coach who they wanted to put in place was the assistant athletic director, who had been a head coach before, but was 16-66 as a head coach. 16-66. I was winning at 80% of my games to that point with this group of kids that was going to be the varsity program. We had, of the 30 kids, 26 had 3.5 GPAs or higher. And we had beaten the two teams that would then go on to win back-to-back region titles. We had just beat them. Table set. This is a layup. He picked 16-66. The principal stood up, fought, and said, no, this is wrong. I'm going to override. I'm going to make DP the head coach. The Washington Post picked up the article and said, this is amazing. You guys aren't believe this. Like, you're not going to believe this is what happens. This is what coaches have to go through just to lead our kids. We have a leader. This is an actual leader who wins, who has a smile project in the school, 26 scholar athletes on a baseball team. They went 13-3 that year. They beat the two best programs in the state. This is easy.
This should be easy.
This should be easy. So, but that's also why I don't coach now. Because I had to fight that fight. And I said, you know what? I have mad respect for people who will fight through, because Kenny's walking into a situation where he's a unicorn. This is new. And it shouldn't be that way. It should be anybody that knows young people, that knows academics, that knows community, that knows the game itself, and they know good people, would immediately hire Kenny Wilhite, no matter what level it is. No matter what level. And let me preface that and highlight that. At any level, I have to be totally honest, I'm still slightly upset. I was going to use another word. Upset that you had to leave the state to do this. I'm a little bothered by it, because the young people in the state of Nebraska deserve to have Coach Kenny Wilhite in their lives. The families in the state of Nebraska deserve to have Kenny Wilhite in their lives. The University of Nebraska deserves to have young people who are cared for, curated, mentored, led by Kenny Wilhite. And while I'm happy that somebody identified, recognized, and celebrates you, I am still a little bothered that you had to leave in the first place. So I apologize for putting you on the spot, bro.
All good.
But man, the measuring stick is this. If it's my child, would I give my child to Kenny Wilhite to lead into a better living? And the track record in the state of Nebraska says yes.
Appreciate it.
So I'm just going to say that. We'll lighten it up a little bit. I do. There are a couple of things. We were talking about GOATs, right? The best athletes, just the best athlete that you either been on the field with or that you saw. Austin, I'll ask you, when somebody says best athlete, and we got a couple of responses on the text line. I wanted to make sure we got to them, because it seems like unanimously people feel like it's Bo Jackson, which is a pretty good, like if that's the metric that we're using,
that's really good.
That's a really good metric, and that's a really good choice.
Because you say that you saw him play football. Football career was cut short.
Yep.
You saw him play baseball. Baseball was hampered by his injury from football.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's some basketball footage of him too.
Yes, sir.
Dunking, right?
The same for Deion.
So
same for Deion.
You can put Bo,
Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah. So that whoever texts that in, that's a good call.
Austin, best athlete.
Man, I got to go, my boy Zion, in the conversation.
You would
even as pudgy as
he really like, but this
Grant Hill.
Okay, that's
I'm getting there.
No.
Give me a
If
sec.
he had said Grant Hill first, the conversation's over. Because I want to say one of the most underrated athletes in all of sports history is Grant Hill,
because of his injuries later on in his career. Now, sorry not to cut you off.
Yeah,
but this man just threw two.
Corliss though.
Who?
Corliss. I mean,
sorry, Corliss Williams. He played with Arkansas.
No, big, filthy McNasty.
Who's that?
That's Corliss Williams.
Yeah.
So when you think of Duke,
let's let my man Austin get his.
Go ahead.
He said two Duke guys. I'm not gonna let you live that down.
Duke.
Go ahead, dog.
I mean, I was going to get to Vince Carter. I mean, the way he moved on the basketball court, as explosive
Okay, now
as he
let
was.
me. Now you just. So you're saying Corliss? Now you got me on
Zion.
You saying Zion Williamson and Grant Hill were better athletically than Vince Carter?
What I'm saying is I don't know. I didn't get to see Vince Carter in college. I've only seen the highlights. The athlete that really pops to me, like Zion at his pudginess, at his size, explosive as heck. So I watched the most of him. I've seen highlights of Vince. I've seen highlights of Vince.
Okay.
I've seen Bo highlights.
So I'll say this about Grant Hill. Remember, Daddy is Calvin Hill.
Yes, running back.
Calvin Hill. Calvin Hill.
If Grant had chosen football, he'd be in a Hall of Fame wide receiver. He'd be a Hall of Fame wide receiver. Matter of fact, a guy that we don't talk about that way, Hubert Davis, North Carolina, played football in high school. No. Let me just, but fairness.
I know.
Hubert Davis in high school, caught 106 passes in 1 year.
Well, he couldn't have played for me because I didn't throw the ball.
And this is back in the 80s where we wasn't slinging like we wasn't doing that. Grant Hill was a better athlete than Hubert Davis.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that Grant Hill should not be in the conversation because the Grant Hill was a magnificent basketball player. I'm just giving him a hard time because he had to just say,
you knew he was going to. You knew he was going to.
Let's get back. You said Zion, Grant, Vince.
I'll go Ndamukong Suh.
Okay.
Freaky athlete. You got to watch on TV growing up. He was there. You guys were talking about DeMornay. You saw him up close than I ever did, but even I could tell on TV that dude was different. Rex Burkhead wasn't fast, but I think he was a good athlete. Well-rounded, quick enough, balance.
I wouldn't.
Amir has to be in that conversation.
Okay.
Amir's
so
different.
Texter said Amon Green as 1B.
Yes.
He said Michael Vick 1A, Amon Green 1B.
So 1A, Michael Vick 1B.
Okay.
Vick. Now,
see if we're in the same mental space. Vick,
he made the NFL evolve to pretty much what it is now.
Can I tell you that there's a quarterback from the same area that Michael Vick was from that was a better athlete than Michael Vick?
Are you talking about Allen Iverson?
Iverson
They just showed his football on. It was on either Twitter or somebody put his highlights from Twitter on there.
Bruh.
And Iverson, yes,
unbelievable.
But he chose the right path. He did the right thing.
No, he says I would have been in the NFL Hall of Fame much more easily than I would in the NBA Hall of Fame. He was that dude.
I love the way he played the game.
He did in Virginia Beach, bro. Look, I'm not arguing none of it because I know he was down at Bethel High School, which, if you imagine the Metro, the Omaha Metro, you're putting out Michael Vicks and Allen Iversons and Ronald Curry's on a regular basis.
So you brought up another name, Curry, but Iverson was good, but he was not on Vic's level. Iverson would have had to play wide receiver.
Oh, no. He'd have been a quarter.
No way, because he couldn't throw it like Vic threw it. No, now DP.
Iverson was the better passer. Nobody had Michael Vick's arm, but Allen Iverson was a much better passer than Michael Vick in high school. Much better. Not even close. Not even.
You stand out of it?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't watched enough to tell.
I'll put my reputation on that. Listen to me. Ding, ding, ding. Allen Iverson was a better passer than Michael Vick. He was a much better. Vic had the rifle arm. He had a howitzer. He had that thing. But you want to talk about Mike Vick Allen Iverson dropping. He happened to be a ridiculous runner. They were different runners. Iverson was Lamar. Iverson was Lamar with more accuracy. That's how good Iverson was. And Iverson led the state in kickoff returns and punt returns and interceptions in the same year. This is Virginia 6A, man. I'm not.
Yeah,
look, I'm just letting you know that dude. That dude was something else, man. We'll go through. We'll take the text line is active in it, so we'll stay with this. We'll read. We'll have Austin read some of the texts that you've had in. We'll take your suggestions, and then if you don't want to get into the big overall picture of best athlete, the best athlete at the University of Nebraska. Give me the best athlete at the University of Nebraska. Not now, ever. Give me the best athlete at the University of Nebraska. We'll do that when we come back to the.
I'm staying out of that one.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's May, and that means the school year is almost over and summer road trips are on the horizon. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride. Summer road trips are just around the corner. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Tailored Life is now open in Bennett. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home, for both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of potted trees, shrubs, vines, perennials, and colorful annuals. Plus, porch pots and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Are you looking for a solid, stable career in assembly, CNC machining, or injection molding? We got you covered. Hi, Bob Williams, HR Director for Garner Industries, a world-class manufacturer with a 70-year history right here in Lincoln. And I just listed some great career opportunities that you can find by logging into GarnerIndustries.com. If you want top pay, excellent benefits, flexible work hours, and the opportunity to work in a clean, modern, air-conditioned facility with great people, contact me today by applying online at GarnerIndustries.com.
Hi, I'm Barb Bettine, President and CEO of the Lincoln YMCA. On behalf of the Y, I want to thank you for voting us Lincoln's Choice for Best Youth Sports Programs, Best Youth Activity Programs, and Best Preschool. These categories represent so much of what we do at the Y, and we're honored to serve thousands of families in our community each and every day. Hey, with summer just around the corner, I invite you to stop in to one of our 4 branches and learn how the Y can be a part of your family. The Y Outdoor Pools open May 27th, and we can't wait to see you.
Vershawn Jackson for Brandt Excavating. Brandt's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brandt is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brandt Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrandtExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brandt Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go big Brand.
Springtime is here, and it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams. From treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
This is Jay Foreman. When I played football for Nebraska and in the NFL, I wore protective gear to safeguard my health. Today, I'm not only protecting my health, but everyone in our community by staying up to date with the bivalent COVID vaccine. Update your protection with the bivalent COVID vaccine while it's still free. Find out more at healthylincoln.org. That's healthylincoln.org.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of showers and maybe a few thunderstorms later today, too, with a high of around 81. Tonight, we'll see another chance of showers and storms with a low of around 60. And tomorrow, we'll see a continued chance of showers and storms. We'll see an afternoon high tomorrow of around 80. Meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 Ticket and the TicketFM.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and the TicketFM.com.
Man, oh man, this is so good. Like, we just came up with like a month's worth of programming. Just some interesting arguments. We're going to go back to the Start Hammond text line. Austin, couple of names to throw at you. Drizzlefish has Turner Gill, played shortstop and quarterback.
Yep.
Dave Winfield overall, again, drafted in 3 sports.
Yep.
Drafted in 3 sports.
To be completely honest, did not realize Dave Winfield's numbers in baseball were as good as they were. Like, I knew he was good.
But
I underrated Dave Winfield, and I take full responsibility for that.
I thought there was a 3-year stretch where I thought he was the most dangerous player in baseball. I loved his swing so much because it was against the book.
Smooth.
Like he was chaos with a bat at 6'6". And then rifle arm, ran like the wind. Darren Erstrat, Jordan Burroughs.
I like that Burroughs.
Darren is good. Dion is brought in. IQ crew, stop that.
What did he say?
It said Secretariat. Stop it.
What are we doing?
Come on.
Why are we doing it?
Come on. We're not doing it. Bo Jackson. Pecan Pie says Bo Jackson. I think that's fair. Tyreek Hill. Big Bird says Tyreek Hill. Austin, I'll couple of things, right? And I'm going to plant seeds here. So there are a couple of ways to get to Nebraska's best athlete. And you could do it backwards, which is do the individual sports and then take the individual sports greats and put them against one another. Or you can simply say that amongst all of the great athletes, this is who pops up. Now, Jordan Burrow is the best wrestler, the best athlete as a wrestler. There are some heavyweights who also played football, so that's relative. But if you said Jordan Burroughs and you close the door, okay. Baseball, like you said, you go Erstad, but then you have to think, there's Turner Gill, who from a success standpoint, Irving Fryer would have crossed over several sports. Eric Strickland, our own Eric Strickland, who was so good that he walked on to the last tournament championship team here because he was already under a pro baseball contract. So, let's give full credit. You could go to the football team. You literally could go by position on the football team. Because if I said, okay, we've had several people mention Turner Gill as the most athletic quarterback. But was he? Was he? Because you've got a Heisman Trophy winner. You've got a person that some would say was the best quarterback ever to play here. You have Tommy Armstrong, who we can vouch for. Then there's somebody whose entire family's in the Nebraska Hall of Fame for athletics. And by the way, the kid who just left and went to Kansas State.
He was very athletic.
Right?
There was nothing that I saw that kid hit a baseball. I saw him hit a softball. Somebody challenged him into a home run hitting contest.
Right?
And he just destroyed him. That kid, he was a freak.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, so and I'm old enough to remember Jerry Taggy as an athlete. Like, I'm old enough to remember that. Like, I had a poster of Taggy, Jack Mildred, like back in the day. And they were uncomfortable talking about how athletic Jerry Taggy was. Like, even in the 70s, they were uncomfortable saying, look how athletically gifted this white kid is. And then like on national TV, they're like, how do we say this? I don't even know how to say this without sounding weird.
There's a couple guys Kenny's thrown out in the past. The Davis twins.
Freak.
You've mentioned.
Freak athletes.
Randy Gregory.
Freak.
Frame. How was Wandale as an athlete? Was he athletic or is he just quick?
He was real athletic.
Yeah, that's an athletic family.
He was very. I coached his uncle at Kentucky State. He was a 6'1.5", 6'2", 220-pound running back. And his dad, you see his dad's videos on Twitter, Instagram. So no, he was a freak athlete. And then don't leave out Amir.
Okay, best athlete of these three: Amir, Wandale, CTB.
Who?
Cam Taylor-Britt.
Who? Amir.
I would
that's
break
arguable.
I was gonna go in a different direction with Amir because I want to know who the best athlete at running back in Nebraska was.
So
I sit across from him every Thursday.
Like you can't have that discussion, right?
I'm staying out of that because that got me in trouble with a couple of former players. So y'all got that on y'all own. Damon Benning, I'm staying out of that.
Right? Like, I mean, how do you do that, right? Like, how do you do like? And it points out another thing because the heyday of Nebraska having the best athletes
gone,
not really where we want to be. Fair assessment.
Fair.
Yeah. The text line seems they're saying LP by a lot.
But was he the best athlete or was he the best running back?
He was the best running back.
Because that's a different conversation. Best player at their position or best athletic.
We've heard Amon tell the stories of his athletic prowess. And look.
Two numbers, 4-1.
Different dude.
Different. That side. Dude. I remember, not to cut you off, I remember I came back for a game and two things. Well, I came back and I was over at the rec center playing basketball. Then all of a sudden this guy comes in and I hadn't met him yet, but he comes in just talking reckless, has his shirt off. And I asked a guy that was on the team at the time, I was like, who is that dude? Don't you know we run this gym? And he's like, oh, no, that's LP. I said, so that's who Doak was talking about. Right. So then I come back for a game and Doak was taping Amon for a game and he introduced us. This is when we stayed on East Campus. And Doak introduced us. And I'm like, this dude is a freak. His size and watching him play the game. And I'm like, ooh. You happen to come up and tackle him, not just LP, but Armand. I'm like, holy smokes. So that's a conversation that you guys can have, but I'm going to stay out of it.
Well, again, it gets saucier because there was a time when it was thought that the most athletic position on the field was the wide receiver position because generally those are track athletes and center fielders in other sports. So if you have that discussion about Nebraska wide receivers, you have to go into, okay, who were the great producers and then who were the ones that excelled as sprinters or intermediate runners in track?
So I got two. Play with me. Tyrone Hughes and Corey Dixon.
Right?
Abdul Muhammad. Blazers. We didn't throw the ball back then. So those guys didn't get the exposure. And you say stats, Stanley Morgan, Kenny Bell, right? Irvin Fryer. But
Johnny.
Well, Johnny won the Heisman, but he was a running back /
I would love
receiver
to. You imagine if we had what I would love to do is to have like a wide receiver or a running back relay. Like if you could take any groups across it, right? And then you pick 4 captains, and each 4 captains get to pick 3 people to run with them, right? To do 4x100 and put together some Nebraska all-time sprint teams.
As long as Rashawn doesn't do it, we're all right.
No, we're not pulling no hamstrings.
No,
we ain't. We're not going to do that.
But again, our stable was so stacked. I mean, you had guys, Damon Benning, when he got his time, balled out.
Mhm.
Clinton Childs was, later on the depth chart, but when he got in, he balled out. Freak athlete. Damon Benning would go play basketball with us. He could play basketball. Freak athlete.
So here's some of the names: Junior Miller, Johnny Mitchell, Jamie Williams. Jamie Williams was bizarro.
The Johnny Mitchell one, he's number 2.
Bro,
a guy his size that could run and do what he did. You know what I mean? I thought he was a linebacker or a D lineman when he walked on the field.
The text line is just saying in the running back room, they're all about Lawrence Phillips. I'm not saying he was the best running back because I wouldn't dare say that. But if you're talking about athletic, like being able to do other things at the same high level,
so he could play basketball now,
right?
He could play basketball.
Like so our boy AG, who also played baseball. No, by the way, he's a power lifter in the
and he's a
offseason.
power lifter
and a sprinter
and a sprinter.
4-1
and a sprinter
4-1.
So like I said, I think
y'all have that conversation.
What about offensive linemen too? Those are mountains of humanity
we've
coming
got,
at you with speed.
So the assumption is that Ndamukong Suh is the best athlete as a defensive lineman based on the text line. But remember that Adam Carricker was a quarterback in high school.
You had Grant Wistrom.
Wistrom,
Glover.
I was gonna go there.
Glover is another I thought
got one.
Rich
Neil
Glover
Smith.
was an alien.
Neil Smith, Broderick Thomas,
different
game changer.
And we haven't gotten to the back 7. Like the linebackers, Nebraska has a stable. Like they could run you could pick 4 relay teams and they all could make a big.
Yep.
And then defensive backs. Like if you were only allowed to pick 4, you're only allowed to pick 4 in any group. Like I said, next week we're gonna have a blast because we just gonna stir it up.
Y'all got it.
We're just gonna stir it up, right? Because there are no wrong answers, and there's no way you can get it all right.
No,
there's no way you could get it all right. And the text IQ, you've redeemed yourself because you sent us secretary before, but he just said Bob Brown, which Bob Brown. No offense to all of my friends, but maybe my favorite Husker of all time. And
you said that.
I'll tell you why when we come back and close out Old School.
You're listening to
I'm going to send this to you. I'm going to
DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Dive into good times and great savings when you take advantage of the above-ground swimming pool sale happening now at Bonzal Pool & Spa. All in-stock swimming pools are 50% off through the end of May while supplies last. You don't want to miss out on this hot deal. Visit our showroom at 33rd and Pioneers today. Learn more about the promotion at bonzalpool.com. Bonzal Pool & Spa, every day made better.
This is Jay Foreman. When I played football for Nebraska and in the NFL, I wore protective gear to safeguard my health. Today, I'm not only protecting my health, but everyone in our community by staying up to date with the bivalent COVID vaccine. Update your protection with the bivalent COVID vaccine while it's still free. Find out more at healthylincoln.org. That's healthylincoln.org.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Tailored Life is now open in Bennett. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home, for both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of potted trees, shrubs, vines, perennials, and colorful annuals. Plus, porch pots and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of showers and maybe a few thunderstorms later today, too, with a high of around 81. Tonight, we'll see another chance of showers and storms with a low of around 60. And tomorrow, we'll see a continued chance of showers and storms. We'll see an afternoon high tomorrow of around 80. Meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 Ticket and the TicketFM.com.
Vershawn Jackson for Brandt Excavating. Brandt's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brandt is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brandt Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrandtExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brandt Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go big Brandt.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Springtime is here, and it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams. From treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway on the block with Strick and Austin.
The Macho Man. That's how my voice, I feel like, sounds right now. If I sound like Randy the Macho Man all day, don't worry about it, baby. It'll be okay.
Randy Savage, Eric Strickland.
A little correlation.
I've never seen you and Randy Savage in the same room together.
Little correlation.
All,
all I have to do is just dress up real funky, like with some glasses, a nice little hat.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh my goodness.
We got some more.
I know that people. There are people in the station that say their 2 hours on air is the fastest in radio. No, this is the fastest 2 hours in radio.
It went by fast.
This is the fastest. The text line. You're right. We did not talk about fullbacks. The best athlete to fullback and
Schlesinger for me. The Makovica brothers.
Which one's better? Which one's a better athlete?
Hold on.
There's always one. Which one's the better one?
Hold on, keep your shirt on. Schlesinger, the Makovica brothers. We had one named Lance Lewis, who was also a track guy from Kansas.
He ain't say Vershawn.
Tight
I'm
end.
just pointing. He ain't say Vershawn.
Tight end. You had Rathman.
Hey, Vershawn. He ain't say Vershawn, man. I'm just like
tight end.
He gonna call.
I'm staying out of it. You got it. You got it, Austin.
And I'm apologizing in advance because I know Steve Taylor is right now just driving around in circles somewhere in Lincoln. We're talking about the best athletes.
He's on the golf course. Probably.
Like
he's not.
Well, he's gonna hear about it, right?
No, he won't.
Like And somebody will tell him that we were talking about best athletes at quarterback and didn't mention Steve Taylor, who was also drafted by the New York Yankees.
We mentioned him off air. We had a discussion off air. He was mentioned.
We just had I know that's coming.
He'll be fine.
I know that's coming. All right. I am out for the week. I'm headed to Charlotte. Kenny will be here. Jay will be back. Jay will be back. UFC.
What you going to Charlotte for?
UFC. Anthony Lionheart-Smith from Omaha is fighting in the co-main event. He'll be doing a show with us starting in June. Saw Drew Dober from Omaha last week from Middle North. Last week didn't go well for him, but he's an easy bounce back. He's in a good spot. So headed to Charlotte. Gonna check in on Bryce McGowan. Go see.
Tell him I said.
Yeah.
Good seeing him.
Yeah, we're gonna have dinner. Don't go anywhere. Sam Hoiberg, Jeffrey Grace. Weekly with the Walk On Weekly coming up. Harrison Arns will take you through the next couple hours. Don't go anywhere.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Tailored Life is now open in Bennett. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home, for both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of potted trees, shrubs, vines, perennials, and colorful annuals. Plus, porch pots and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of showers and maybe a few thunderstorms later today, too, with a high of around 81. Tonight, we'll see another chance of showers and storms with a low of around 60. And tomorrow, we'll see a continued chance of showers and storms. We'll see an afternoon high tomorrow of around 80. Meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 Ticket and the TicketFM.com.
Spring is here, and Acres has special financing on all John Deere lawn tractors and zero-turn mowers. Get your yard looking great and use John Deere's wide selection of attachments to landscape your property to perfection. And for a limited time, with a purchase of a new John Deere mower, get up to $200 to apply to the steel power tool of your choice. From trimmers to chainsaws, gas or electric, Acres is your home for steel products and service. Acres, solutions for every field.
Vershawn Jackson for Brandt Excavating. Brandt's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brandt is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brandt Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrandtExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brandt Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go big Brandt.
Hi, I'm Barb Bettine, President and CEO of the Lincoln YMCA. On behalf of the Y, I want to thank you for voting us Lincoln's Choice for Best Youth Sports Programs, Best Youth Activity Programs, and Best Preschool. These categories represent so much of what we do at the Y, and we're honored to serve thousands of families in our community each and every day. Hey, with summer just around the corner, I invite you to stop in to one of our 4 branches and learn how the Y can be a part of your family. The Y Outdoor Pools open May 27th, and we can't wait to see you.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Copple Chevrolet GMC, and we are celebrating a record sales month in April, and we're going to let it roll and crank up in the month of May. We have some big discounts and special interest rates going on this month on selected new in-stock Sierras and Silverados. Buy a new Silverado or Sierra, get $3,000 off or 1.9% interest. You heard right, $3,000 off or 1.9% interest. We have outstanding specials on all of our new and pre-owned GM certified units. So stop on in and see us or check us out online at copplecars.com. You'll be glad you did. New discount must trade in and finance with the roof credit.
Dive into good times and great savings when you take advantage of the above-ground swimming pool sale happening now at Bonsall Pool and Spa. All in-stock swimming pools are 50% off through the end of May while supplies last. You don't want to miss out on this hot deal. Visit our showroom at 33rd and Pioneers today. Learn more about the promotion at bonsallpool.com. Bonsall Pool and Spa, every day made better.
There's never been a better time to earn more on your checking account. Open a free Kasasa Cash checking account with Liberty First Credit Union and earn up to 5.5% APY for up to $40,000. It's simple. Open your Kasasa Cash checking account online or stop into any of the 4 Lincoln locations or Seward and Omaha branches. Liberty First makes switching easy, and Kasasa checking is always free. See libertyfirstcu.com for details. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth. 93.7 The Ticket.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Smoked meats, amazing sides. The only problem when they fix you a plate is that at some point, that plate will be empty. But hear me out. What if that plate was never empty? That dream can be your reality with the Mary Ellen's Express Lunch Buffet. From 11 to 2 every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday. One price, all you can eat, and it even comes with a drink. Tell your boss you're taking a long lunch and get down there. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake. Let them fix you a plate.
From the first pitch of a late-night Little League game to the sweet taste of frozen treats, LES powers